Hello everybody, I'm Roadblock. This is another Raid Shadow Legends video. Um, I'm very excited about the new news. I don't know that I'm able to emit those emotions as much as I would like to you guys right now. But I did want to make a video talking about it. Um, what you're gonna see is the title of the video says, I have no clue what this is talking about. And I don't. So I love this kind of stuff. In fact, I've watched several videos on the speculation of what this could be and how it's going to take, what it's going to become. But I want to rewind a little bit and remember that, when Sun Wukong stuff was teased, people thought it was going to be that void uh, clan boss area, you know, like, um, I think even the Monster Hunter stuff, people were guessing and uh, so nobody knows what's going on. We all have theories, we all have ideas, and I love that. I think that's fun. I don't know about you guys. If that's not your type of video, I understand. But I like the whole, you know, what are they going to do? How are they going to do? Coming up with ideas and what they might do, right? So I'm going to analyze some of the stuff that I've seen, and unfortunately, I'm not part of the content creator program, so you're seeing a lot of imagery out there, like the the snowy images with weapons and what appears to be Viking or Norse based mythology and stuff. Um, I don't have access to like high quality images of that for me to analyze, and I don't necessarily feel comfortable taking other people's content, and putting it here. So, um, if you can find those images, I mean, I'll call them out. So Blazen's got them on his video. Hell Hades had them on his video. I'm assuming these are the only ones I've watched so far, but I will analyze this mail and then give my thoughts here. But I'm not gonna read this to you guys. You guys all got it. You all can read it, but um, you know, right here, one of my viewers did point out like this kind of looks like Lysandra. Um, we do have elf ears here as well. I don't know if this is actually related to the storyline. The frost theme behind the sword here is definitely Norse, right? There's a lot of like icy frost themes when it comes to Norse, especially when we were talking about Loki, and that sort of thing. But so there's a lot of theories out there, right? Like with the imagery that we've seen that I talked about, um, it could theoretically be a new faction, right? We've never had this final faction announced in the tab yet, right? Um, However, just given with some of the stuff that leaks that have been shown to me, like in my Discord from other community members, I'm not positive that it's a new faction. Um, I think what's more likely here is that this is just the next login legendary. Um, so the reason I think that when we first heard about Sun Wukong, if I'm not mistaken, the news came to us via mail. It wasn't as it was very cryptic, if I remember correctly. It's been a very long time since that video, but message born by Raven. Here we are talking about Loki, Fae Father. That sounds kind of like the All Father. I will say Fae Father sounds more like fairy related than it necessarily does um, sound like All Father. But copyrights are a thing. You gotta find your way around some stuff, right? So if you ask me, I think it's just going to be a new login legendary. Um, there have been teases and hints about a new dungeon, but the imagery around that dungeon, none of that gave me Norse vibes. And again, I I don't know. I have no insider information. I say that every time I make one of these videos, but um, you know, I don't think it has anything to do with that dungeon that we talked about on the podcast the other day on Knights of Teleria podcast. Um, I don't think it's related to any of the hidden content in the game right now, right? I don't think it's related to the Great Void. That doesn't make sense. The other reason, by the way, guys, in the imagery for the leaks of the dungeon, it was here. Let me make sure this is on camera. Yeah. The dungeon was located right here where these like dotted paths align. None of this screams frosty ice area, right? Um, this looks like desert wasteland to me. Now that doesn't really matter. They could make it whatever they want. Who really cares? But to me that doesn't scream a frosty land. Um, so that's kind of why I'm leaning in the direction that I think it's a new champion more than anything else. I suspect it might end up being a barbarian, um, because the barbarian is the only faction that routinely uses uh, kind of Norse mythology in its stuff, right? Right? Operdin clan father. That's kind of even the hammers themselves. This kind of gives a Norse vibe a little bit, right? Um, Obviously, that this always made me think of like Odin. Um, Contra with the eye patch feels very Odin in this faction, right? Then you have even Yakarl um, being in the frozen wasteland, but even this axe, if you look at that axe, that gives off very Norse vibes to me with kind of the swirling architecture there. Not too much else of this screams Norse, but the helmet does for me as well. So I do now. Granted, this faction is all over the place, though. Um, I do think Torvald and Jotun, what is he called? Jotun, Jotun is probably even the runes on the shoulder. Like this is all very Norse. So they already have a faction. So I don't think this is going to be a new faction. Even the name Vala is often used in Norse mythology, I believe. I could be wrong about that. Um, but I do think it may be something in this particular faction. Um, oh yeah, Altan again, eye patch, right? Um, which I know like everyone that has an eye patch is Odin. Um, but I do think it might be a login legendary. Now, why is this interesting? This is interesting because if it is a login legendary, I was expecting a dog to be the next login legendary, one that would pair very well with Shayak. And I have to tell you, the more and more we get away from the Shayak fusion, the more and more I'm starting to doubt that the dog that they teased is a real thing. Um, it's a little like, hello, when are we gonna get this dog? Maybe the dog ends up being an epic and not a login legendary like we all thought. Because this just screams login legendary to me, based on the past experience of what we've seen in the game. And I'm not always right. I know that. But that's kind of what we're thinking. I guess I will read this. It is dire plight that because I didn't see this. I forgot about this part and I wanted to touch on it. So I'll just read the whole thing. It is a dire plight that moves me in this hour. Loki, once a dear friend of Asgard, seeks to upend the very foundations of the world. He weaves enchanting lies, promising unbound freedom, and his arrogance could be the death of all. We must end this chaos at any cost. Act before it is too late. Seek me out and face my trial. For only the strongest will be able to thwart the deceiver, and they will need mighty war gear to do so. Oh, man. Okay, see, I feel like it's a bait, though. Because this paragraph screams dungeon, right? Seek me out and face my trial. Where would you seek them out? In an area of battle, right? Uh, for only the strongest will be able to thwart the deceiver. Could be a new boss, right? And they will need mighty war gear to do so, meaning that it would either reward gear or you would need good gear in order to accomplish it. However, we have seen with some releases of login legendaries, let's not forget this, we have seen new gear sets coincide with that. If we talk about, or maybe not even login legendaries, but special events. No, yeah, login legendaries. So Artak was a login legendary, right? But Artak was from the Arbiter series. And when Artak came out, we also got the Righteous set. Am I calling that right? Yes, we got the Righteous set when the Arbiter series came out. This is Arbiter's gear, right? That's her helmet, her shield, I think. Oh, I have a skin on her. All right. Well, no shield, but it's definitely her helmet. So, Oh. I'm wondering now. I could go down a million rabbit holes, but I'm wondering now if this might be another champion pass. If you guys recall, the champion pass, like the one that we had for Xena, it would be a challenge, right? You know, like completing the quests would be a trial. If you remember correctly, the Xena event, we would complete quests to complete the trial, and then at the end, you could get the champion or a sacred shard if you went free to play. So this could be another event like that. And the fact that they're doing a lot of Norse themed stuff and you know, maybe they had to pay for the rights to a specific type of Norse mythology from another game or something. It's very, very interesting. I want it to be a login legendary, but the last paragraph is giving me... It's the Face My Trial and Mighty War Gear. Now, I will say that technically logging in 7 days is could be the trial, and then the gear that you get over the 7-day login for that champion could be, oh, hey, here's the gear to defeat Loki or whatever. But we don't know for sure that Loki even is a real thing, just, or maybe Loki gets introduced into the game as another hero as well, right? That's not a login legendary, right? We did that with the Monster Hunter. One of them was a login legendary, and then there were other champions that got introduced in different ways. So, yeah, I have no clue what this means, but it's fun. It's fun to think about. It's fun to talk about. I know a lot of content creators are saying all kinds of not crazy things, all kinds of interesting things is kind of how I want to word that. And I'm here for it, man. I'm excited. I look forward to seeing what it will be. I do hope it's a login legendary for both my free-to-play account's sake, But even, from a free-to-play perspective, the last champion pass that we had, Bruzina, I got a Sacred Shard, so I can't complain, and it was pretty easy to do. So, um, who knows? This is exciting. Fun times ahead. We should have a patch soon. I freaking hope. I'm ready to get the buff to Lady of Ireth already, so I can play around with that. Clan v Clan tomorrow. I will be streaming tomorrow. I'm not going to release any other videos today. Well, I say that now. Who knows what happens on the Ninja account, because every time I play it, I unlock something or do something that I want to share with you guys. So, but I will be streaming tomorrow. We'll be doing Clan v Clan. Hopefully, I will be in a better mental state than the way I was in today's stream. But looking forward to that. So I'll see you all tomorrow, 9:30 Eastern time. No stream tonight. I definitely need a break, 1,000%. I wasn't going to stream today even, so I need a hard break. No stream tonight. I don't even know that I'm going to be playing the game as much this evening. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for your support. I don't deserve it. I got to tell you, after the way my stream went, I'm not feeling that great about myself. And I hate saying that because it feels like I'm fishing for compliments, which is not what I'm looking for. I'm just sharing, the only other person I get to talk to on a regular basis is my wife when she's home, and then a 6-year-old. So not exactly, sorry, you guys get the brunt of this. But the support that you guys give me definitely keeps me going. It keeps me energized, keeps me feeling good. So thank you. If you like my content, if you're new here, please consider subscribing. It's the best way to support me. You can also like and comment on the video. That helps like algorithmically. But yeah, I just thank you guys for watching more than anything else. And I look forward to seeing you all in the next video and hopefully on stream tomorrow. All right, guys, take care. I'll see you later.